Caroline Sager. I'm the Chief Executive of the 180 Project.
How have you found the EDP cohort that you've been working with, and the organisations that are on that cohort?
Okay, so I think from my initial involvement with the programme, right from the application stage, has been really refreshing, because the whole funding and approach from Greg and the different people involved has always been very focused on what we need to get out of it as an organisation. There hasn't been a blanket approach. Everybody's been really interested in what our needs are and the key areas that we need to look at. So from kind of the meetings with Greg, they've always been really thought-provoking. It's amazed me actually how people have grabbed, really understood what we're doing. So that's told me that as a body, as a partner, they're really interested and invested to know more about the organisation, which is obviously incredibly useful when we're being guided and supported. So every session I've had with Greg has always allowed me to bring problems and challenges and be open about those challenges, because we've got targets and things like that, but it's always been a really useful space of not to be afraid that we're facing challenges, and Greg's always kind of prompted and offered solutions, which has been really useful in terms of developing down the programme. The peer support elements, where we meet monthly with the other organisations, has been incredibly useful. I didn't think it was going to be as useful as it was. We're in with mixed organisations, but what it did, it actually made us really accountable as a group to discipline ourselves to create time to share and learn, because as executives or as managers, sometimes we can be really busy putting our head down. That space was space for us that took us away from computers and actually allowed us to breathe, pause, and kind of look at what our challenges were. I think it's really important as well, because in this sector you can feel really isolated in your role, and you might think you're the only one who's facing the challenges and problems. So therefore that identification from others is really assuring. But then the kind of cross-referencing of people's experiences that could be transferred, there was always really great learning from that. And it was always facilitated really excellently as well. And the topics that we chose for those groups are brilliant, because again, the topics have been chosen that reflect the needs of that cohort. So to me, it was very person-centred or organisational centred. So it was relevant. It was really relevant. The other support that's come through the cohort, being part of the cohort, is the peripatetic accountancy support. Links into other trainings such as with the Story Cube. It has been phenomenal, and I don't say that lightly, because it broadens people's knowledge and understanding with really expert kind of professionals and trainers. The topics have been so pertinent to us growing our social enterprise, so around marketing and communication, impactful communication, how we think about our customers and their personas and how we organise ourselves, right down to the accounting, which was the biggest concern for us, because we knew we weren't doing things perhaps as efficiently or effectively, and we're not afraid to say that we weren't, which was obviously a big thing for us as part of that programme, and that actually has transformed our internal operations, which will make us much more efficient, that will allow us to extract and manipulate data to really assess our performance, which will improve our reporting to board level, which will allow us to make much better assessments as we move forward.